Just giving everyone 2 minutes to come in, or probably about a minute, and then we'll get started. Okay, let's kick it off. It's 3:31. I'm going to go ahead and start the presentation. So thank you everyone for joining today to our webinar for AI-powered virtual assistants beyond Siri and Alexa. And we wanted to go over today, quick agenda is going over what are some options for AI virtual assistants in the market that are not Siri and Alexa, along with a live demo of an AI virtual assistant. And then we will leave it for 20 minutes for Q&A if there's any questions at the end. If there are any questions, you can post them depending on what platform you're on. If you're on X, you can ask the question there. We are streaming on X, YouTube, and LinkedIn, so you can post your questions, and then we'll answer them towards the end. So I just wanted to give a quick overview of, or at least introduction of myself. My name is Douglas Davila Pestana. I'm the CEO and founder of Remix Institute, and also the co-founder of Legalmente AI, which is a one-stop AI legal shop. I've been working in data science, machine learning, natural language processing, AI for the past 14 years as a data scientist, AI engineer, then worked into management and director level roles and started building teams from scratch. And then I built my own company in 2023 called Legalmente. And my degree's in math, and as I've said, kind of managed top AI teams in senior level roles in creating their AI processes and AI operations from scratch. And then we have our special guest today, Sapna, if you want to give an introduction to yourself.
Thank you, Doug. So I'm Sapna. I'm working with Legalmente AI as AI engineer there. So I've been working with AI and data science from past 7 years, and I've worked in various fields such as healthcare, legal, e-commerce, and even insurance as well. And I have my degree in as a bachelor in engineering in electronics and communication engineering, which is from SJVIT Institute in India. And yeah, I am specialist in various programming languages like Python and R, in database like SQL, and cloud like Azure and AWS. And currently, I'm working with Doug in Legal Method. Over to you, Doug.
Yes, I mean, you've also managed teams as well at your time in your consulting roles. So bringing that expertise to Legalmente has been very, very helpful. So I'll start off with, I think a lot of people kind of already know what are virtual assistants, but human virtual assistants are professionals that can perform routine tasks such as research. They can book flights for you, organize your schedule, maybe post on your social media, and overall they're providing support and assistance to very busy individuals. There are virtual assistant services that exist. You can pay for a virtual assistant if you are one of those busy people, but they can be pricey. Depends on what type of firm you use. So the promise there was, if they are a little bit pricey, can AI come in and start helping reduce some of the cost and maybe offload some of the even more of that routine, monotonous work? So that is where AI virtual assistants came in, the past decade, probably mid 2010s. AI virtual assistants came in with the promise of using natural language processing, large language models, and machine learning to automate tasks, provide personalized assistance, and improve efficiency. And unlike humans, they can be on 24/7. They don't need any rest. So you can generate a cost savings. These are low price devices, and potentially support for personal and business use. Now, the only problem is, even though they're much cheaper than human services, they haven't really been helpful as humans. If you think about Alexa and Siri, the two most popular ones, they don't really do too much in terms of being able to provide a valuable service like virtual assistants that is done by a human professional. And if you think about it, there's been very limited use cases for AI virtual assistants. Um, I think the most common commands I've heard somebody use an Alexa for is, Alexa, please play this song, or Alexa, what's the weather? And that doesn't really do too much in terms of being useful to a busy person's schedule or being able to automate tasks. So as a result, Alexa has been struggling. There's been millions of units sold, but there hasn't been any ROI on these Alexa devices for Amazon or its customers. And these are a couple of articles that came out just in the past week about how Alexa is in millions of households, so millions of units have been sold, but that Amazon Alexa division is losing money. Alexa has had no profit timeline. It's cost Amazon $25 billion in research and development and in product development in the past 4 years. And they look to the Amazon's leadership is looking at Alexa as their Alexa division as being a candidate for job cuts if the paid version of its AI-enabled voice assistant flops. So I think there's good reason for that. It just hasn't been very valuable in the past 4 years. And the other thing is, they have been a very popular Christmas gift. I mean, I would see people exchange Alexas during Christmas time, often when they had no idea what else to give them. But in the age of ChatGPT, Alexa has become an obsolete virtual assistant. And we have much smarter AI assistants now. I think it's no surprise that Amazon's Alexa division has been losing money and not generating profit. So I tweeted a while back, even though Amazon has sold millions of Alexa devices, I haven't actually seen anyone use Alexa. They buy them, but then I don't actually see them in use. So why are we bringing up AI virtual assistants? Because in 2019, I wrote to my subscribers in Remix Institute newsletter back in December 31st on 2019 that what will the decades of 2020s bring? By then, Alexa had already been in the market, so people were thinking, smart devices as the pinnacle of AI development, and that wasn't the case. Gartner had been looking at some long-term research and seeing that hyperautomation is really where we're going to see the biggest the biggest gain is an ROI from AI in the 2020s decade. So I wrote, one of the goals of hyperautomation is the creation of a digital twin, which means in effect replicating a human's cognitive and productivity throughput without the overhead. Amazon devices like Amazon Alexa and Siri were not able to do that. So that is when in 2022, when ChatGPT got released, that was where you really start to see the productivity gains and some of that or delegating some of that of the menial tasks to an AI. So I continued in there, basically saying that man is going and machine will eventually converge via the use of physical and digital augmentations. The 2020s will be the decade for when humans and machines work together. That has turned out to be the case in the case of ChatGPT, Neuralink. That is already happening. You've probably seen some news about friend.com, where it's a device that you wear and you can actually talk to it like a friend. We are not becoming bionic or cyborg. That's not really what's happening right now. But AI is definitely becoming embedded in people's day-to-days. And then finally, this 10-year outlook from Gartner seems to be the case. There's going to be digital cloning via AI and ML. You're really trying to look for a way of how can I clone myself to then do all these other menial tasks without me actually doing it. So that's the whole basis of digital cloning. That's why people hire human virtual assistants right now, is to take away some of those menial tasks. And humans at this point is the only one who can perform it, except when you have a new wave of AI virtual assistants who potentially do those things. So we are going to go into some of those a little bit later. But I recently also put out a blog article for 9 predictions for 2024. This is dated back in January 3rd, 2024. If you look at the predictions 4, 5, and 6, I talked about the use of digital clones, continued use of digital clones and digital twins. AI agents will start to become more become more popular in usage, and you're starting to see that with things like the GPT store with OpenAI and GPT, and then the humanizing of AI via avatars and voice. And this has actually become very popular with that, again, that friend.com example where you're actually talking to your AI and it's kind of like supposed to be a humanized companion for you. So we will go into some of the things that we've been seeing in the market, and I'll turn it over to Sapna regarding AI-powered virtual assistants.
Thank you. You're right. Virtual assistant today are not just about setting a reminder or asking about the weather. They are integrated into sophisticated workflows, assisting in complex tasks, and the specialized support across various industries. One such industry is healthcare. We have Docus AI doctor offer that basically it gives a personalized health guidance with 24 by 7 availability. It provides diagnosis, treatment options, and health reports based on user conversations. It is based on NLP models, and uh, almost like more than 300 plus top doctors are opting for it for their assistance.
And then there's also things to note on like a tool like Doca or Docus AI is that it's HIPAA compliant, GDPR compliant. So it is able to layer in a trust factor so you can ensure that you're still getting quality health advice. Most people are very distrustful in the US, particularly of AI. I think the latest poll was about only 35% have adopted AI or trust AI at the moment. So being able to give these guarantees has been uh, useful for people to adopt AI as a better human assistant or a better virtual assistant.
Yeah. So on the similar ground, we have personalized AI, basically the digital clones which you have predicted. So we have leading in that we have in lead as Delphi AI. Basically, it creates interactive, personalized digital replicas, or they call it clones, capturing the individual knowledge and personality, allowing users to engage dynamically with their audience across various platforms like websites, social medias, and it is basically ideal for influencers, educators, and business leaders. Delphi clones, they provide tailored responses like robust analytics for refined content strategy and also helps them in monetization. So they and the whole control is with user. So user maintain the control over interactions and data, ensuring that security and customization as well. And in the same category, we have another platform, AI.ZYZ. So they offer personalized AI assistance by learning about users' lifestyle to provide proactive support, enhancing their everyday activities such as planning, communication, and personal wellness for a seamless and effective user experience. And obviously, my personal favorite, it's our AI paralegal, Para. So she is a true AI paralegal developed by LegalMente AI. So basically, LegalMente AI uses artificial intelligence to reduce the cost of legal works for small business, startups, and healthcare and individuals. When AI comes into picture, all these for all these people, it makes it like much more easier. What Para basically, the best feature of Para, I would say, is it is built on answering for legal questions. So basically, Para can provide accurate and timely answers to legal questions. So you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars to ask a lawyer, and it gives best business insights. So Para offers valuable insights to support informed business decisions. And we also have document and contract analysis. So where Para efficiently analyzes the contracts, data files, and various legal documents, irrespective of what your document format, whether it is PDF, Word doc, Excel, CSV. You upload it to Para. Para gives you her insight, and it is very useful for the businesses who cannot afford, legal bills, but you get Para to use it. And we also have business formation assistance. Para basically helps guide users through the process of forming business in US, such as LLC or corporation. Do you want to take over, Doug?
Yeah. So in that, in backing, back to this, so you can either try to get, talk with a lawyer or talk with a law firm if you have some legal inquiries, and we do recommend that you do that. This does not displace licensed attorney legal advice. It cannot, and Para is not able to provide legal advice either. But if you do engage with a lawyer, they will, bill you for even just basic questions that you might have. So if there's a way for you to maybe engage an AI virtual assistant, in this case, an AI paralegal, to reduce your legal costs before talking with the lawyer, then you'd want to do that, because lawyers charge, in the US anyway, hundreds of dollars per hour. And even if it's a simple question, they will give that question or that task to one of their paralegals, but they will charge you a much higher rate. You don't know that it's actually a paralegal that's doing that work for them. You think that you're speaking with a lawyer, but the lawyer basically delegated that task over to his paralegal. So that's the whole point of having an AI paralegal, is instead of being charged for that, is there a way that you can go in and engage a licensed attorney before going in there, do all your prep work versus being billed for every single thing. And that is what we go into next. I'll do a quick demo, because there's more to Para than just,
Yeah, add to what you said, Doug. Para is fine-tuned with specialized expertise in legal domain, and it is guardrail to prevent hallucination that we normally see in Gemini and ChatGPT. If you ask ChatGPT or Gemini legal question, we do see some sort of hallucination, but
yeah.
in Para you don't see that. So yeah.
So that's also the advantage of being part of, because first of all, yeah, like you said, we have actually tested this against Gemini, and this is much more reliable to be asking legal questions because it is trained on legal domain expertise. Our co-founder is a lawyer, and he's able to. We're basically training the large language model to think like a lawyer, and trained on his legal playbooks. So we have tested this against Gemini, and we found that Gemini's responses are less accurate, more prone to hallucination. We guard for that. And if anytime you're doing any AI, any development for large language models, it's not always just the default is ChatGPT or Gemini. You could build your own. This is what we did here for domain expertise, for domain specific use cases. Is it okay? You can see my screen here.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the Para home screen, but actually I'm going to log out just so you can kind of see because it is free to use. You can sign up to use Para for free, but I'm going to go ahead and log in because I already have an account. Para is multilingual. It can speak English, Spanish, and Malay, and we are introducing new languages as they come. This just goes to show the possibilities of being able to build real useful AI virtual assistants beyond Siri and Alexa, which is just obsolete at this point. Would you be able to ask Alexa example questions on legal? No, you would not be able to. And if you did, it would probably be a really terrible answer. So this is the interface of, I'm just doing a quick thing. I'm not going to do a long demo here. Quick interface for what Legalmente AI is in terms of this legal assistant. You can do a couple of things. If you have a legal contract, for example, you can upload it here. NDAs are pretty common non-disclosure agreements, especially if you are starting, you're doing business with a new employer or a new company. And then you fill in some information, upload your document, and then our red flag detection AI will then read it, analyze it, and highlight if there's any issues. Again, does not provide legal advice, but is basically going to be helpful and say, you should probably look at these things. And if you talk with your attorney, you should have them look at these clauses because these could be problematic. Instead of uploading the document, because it takes about 2 minutes for our red flag detection AI to read through it, I'm just going to go through an example after it's read through it, what to expect. Para is also here to answer any questions. She pops up here to see if there's any other additional questions you have about the document. But this is one that was uploaded, that I uploaded, and then it highlights the document based on whether or not this is an acceptable clause, or whether or not you should renegotiate it, or no, or we just have a neutral opinion altogether. So you can kind of go page by page and then see what the red flag detection AI has said that you should probably. They're all turning out blue except for this one red, where it's saying most would renegotiate this. What it's saying here, I'm just going to translate this. It's saying that they found a definition of what a trade secret is. So a non-disclosure agreement means that you have information that you're trading with another person, and you don't want the other person to tell anybody about that information. You don't want them to disclose it. So then, when you are trading that information, you have to define what is a trade secret. What actually classifies that. So red flag detection was able to find that there is a definition of trade secret here, but it's different than the standard definition. So it's things like that where it's pulling that out. Now, going back to Para, in terms of legal assistant, you could just have general questions. You could say, what is a trade secret in NDAs in easy to understand language, and then Para will be able to provide a response to your query. And basically saying it's a confidential business information that provides a company with a competitive edge. This can include formulas, practices, processes, designs, instruments, et cetera, and the NDA ensures that the person receiving this information agrees not to disclose it. Again, it does say if you have any other illegal inquiries, feel free to ask. Para is trained to want to answer legal questions, but she could do other things. So if you wanted to have her say, okay, I have a data file. I have a data file with 3 columns, description, quantity ordered, and unit price. Write some Julia code that groups by description and sums by sales. And then she can help you out with that too. So she's still very multi-purpose. She's not only going to be limited to just answering legal questions. And as you can see, she says, okay, here's the Julia code. You're going to need the data frames package. And it even recognizes that it's quantity ordered and unit price, which is not sales. In order to get sales, you have to multiply quantity ordered times unit price. And she does that right here, where she's saying, okay, now you need to add another column called sales. And then finally a group by description, and then you sum the sales, and then you will be able to print that and then see the sales by the item description. And then of course she's always going to ask you, if you have any legal questions, feel free to ask. If you want to upload any documents here, she can support any document type. You can upload Excel, PDF, Word, CSV if you want her to analyze something as well. So you might have any business documents really you can start to share with Para. So that's a little bit about how legal assistants and AI-based virtual assistants are starting to get smarter and more useful for consumers beyond just telling you the weather, or playing your favorite song on Alexa. So I'm going to just go back to our slide deck for a little bit. So now that we kind of give you a quick description, you can read more about what we covered here on our blog on remixinstitute.com. If you wanted to see the trends in AI-powered virtual assistants, we have an article there. If you wanted to join our membership as well, if you were curious, if you had a use case, for example, or you just had a project that you wanted to brainstorm, you can join our membership as well. We can help ideate with you, brainstorm with you so you can work on a data science or AI project, or even just an analytics project, and we can kind of point you in the right direction. We have beginner-friendly, rapid, pre-optimized courses that we've designed that can help you get up to speed. Last month, we did a webinar on prompt engineering, for example, and we have a course on prompt engineering, which is the #1 skill that you will probably need to employ when it comes to using large language models. We have a Discord server which you can join and if you have any questions in there, you can post them inside the Discord server. We also like to share AI news, memes, industry updates, and also access to regular webinars and peer learning events. A couple of testimonials from our team. Sapna has actually been a member for quite a long time, but there's other people who have been part of our membership who has found it valuable from a personal and professional level. And if you were interested in joining the membership, it is free to use at the Remix Institute membership. It's free for 30 days. After that, it's $29 a month. So if you wanted anything, reach out to me on LinkedIn. I can set up anything that you were thinking of in terms of any discounts related to that membership. And that as the end of our webinar. And if there's any questions, we'll take them here. All right. Well, seems like there's no questions, but appreciate the time for joining today. Thank you so much, Sapna, for helping us out and lending your expertise on what's happening on the AI virtual assistants, what's going on in the market and trends there. And if there's any questions, feel free to send me a message on LinkedIn or X, and I'm available there. Send me a connection request, and I'll be glad to help you out. Then we will see you again next month.
So,
Bye.
thank you, Doug. Bye-bye.